Good evening. In 2019, President Donald Trump stunned the world by proposing that the United States buy Greenland. The idea was widely mocked and sparked outrage in Denmark, with many dismissing it as an outlandish real estate scheme rather than serious diplomacy. But beneath the headlines, America's interest was real. Greenland is rich in rare earth minerals, vital for modern technology, and as the ice melts, even more resources are being discovered. Now, in July 2025, Greenland has signed a major rare earth mining deal, not with the US but with Canada. The US had hoped to secure this partnership, but Canada won out. This marks a turning point for Greenland, showing its willingness to build new global alliances. Trump quickly voiced his fury online, calling the deal a betrayal and a blow to America. He blasted Greenlandic leaders and his political rivals on social media, blaming them for letting this crucial opportunity slip away. For Trump, this was about more than minerals. It was about his reputation as a master negotiator. Securing Greenland would have been a signature achievement, so losing out stings both personally and politically. Greenland's choice is a clear rejection of Trump's transactional approach, reigniting debate over his style of foreign policy. Critics argue that real international relationships need more than just money, something Greenland's leaders clearly believe. The US has long valued Greenland for its strategic location and the Thule Air Base, but Trump focused mainly on economic gain. He overlooked the importance of trust and long-term partnerships in the Arctic. America's loss shows the limits of checkbook diplomacy. Canada's patient, relationship-focused approach paid off after years of building trust with Greenland. This story is bigger than any one person. It's about a changing Arctic, Greenland's growing independence and shifting global alliances. As the ice melts, new opportunities and new rivalries are emerging. In the end, the spotlight isn't on Trump's outrage, but on the careful diplomacy that led Greenland to choose Canada. It's a strong reminder that patience, understanding, and real partnership matter most in international affairs. Why did Greenland choose Canada? The answer isn't just about politics or economics, it's about something deeper. It comes down to partnership, mutual respect, and a shared vision for the future. Canada didn't just show up with offers, they listened, learned, and built real relationships. Canada treated Greenland as an equal, not a commodity, unlike the US approach, which felt heavy-handed and transactional. While the US focused on what they could gain, Canada focused on what they could build together. Canadian officials spent years building trust, understanding Greenlandic aspirations, and emphasizing self-determination. They visited remote communities, listened to local leaders, and made sure Greenlandic voices were heard at every step. Shared Arctic identity played a big role. Both nations face similar challenges, have indigenous populations, and value sustainable development. This common ground fostered a sense of solidarity and understanding that outsiders couldn't replicate. Canada's proposal included strong commitments to environmental stewardship and co-management with Inuit communities. They promised to protect the land and respect traditional ways of life, not just exploit resources. Canadian mining companies brought proven Arctic expertise, making their offer more credible and less risky. Their track record reassured Greenland that development could be done responsibly and sustainably. Greenland needed more than money. It needed a partner who understood the unique challenges of the North. Canada offered support, training, and a willingness to adapt to Greenland's needs. Choosing Canada was also a statement of autonomy. Greenland is charting its own course, not swayed by superpower pressure. This decision was about taking control of their destiny. This was a vote for empowerment, not just enrichment. It was about building a future where Greenlanders have a real say in their own affairs. The Canadian approach promised to build Greenland's capacity, not just extract its resources. Training programs and knowledge sharing were central to the deal. In the end, Greenland chose a partnership that respected its culture and future. The agreement was more than a contract, it was a commitment to shared progress. The decision signals a new era of self-determination for Greenland. It's a turning point, showing the world that Greenland's voice matters. Canada's patient diplomacy paid off where American bravado failed. In the end, respect, understanding, and genuine partnership won the day. For Greenland, this partnership is nothing short of transformative, marking a turning point in the nation's modern history. The deal brings in billions of dollars in revenue, paving the way for true economic independence and enabling major investments in healthcare, education, and critical infrastructure that will benefit generations to come. It's a significant step toward ending reliance on Danish subsidies, empowering Greenland to move closer to full self-sufficiency and greater political autonomy. Greenland also gains invaluable expertise. Canadian partners will help build a modern, sustainable mining industry from the ground up, creating thousands of skilled jobs and fostering innovation. This partnership is about developing human capital as much as it is about extracting mineral wealth, with new training programs and educational opportunities for Greenlandic youth. For Canada, the agreement is both a strategic and economic win, opening new doors in the Arctic. Canada secures reliable access to rare earth elements, strengthening its supply chains, supporting its technology sector, and reducing dependence on less stable sources. The deal cements Canada's status as a global mining leader and a key Arctic power, enhancing its influence in a rapidly changing region. It also deepens diplomatic ties with Greenland, showcasing Canada's ability to lead major projects and foster cooperation in the North. In a region of growing global competition, this agreement plants a firm Canadian flag and models a new era of Arctic collaboration and shared prosperity. Both nations emerge stronger, with their futures more closely linked than ever before, ready to face the challenges and opportunities of the Arctic together. America's interest in Greenland is rooted in geography, geology, and geopolitics. Greenland's location is strategic, vital for monitoring the Arctic and Atlantic, and home to the crucial Thule Air Base. As Russia and China eye the Arctic, U.S. control of Greenland's resources and territory became a national security priority. Beneath the ice lies one of the world's largest reserves of rare earth elements, essential for modern technology and defense. China dominates the global supply, making U.S. planners anxious to secure a friendly source. For Trump, Greenland was also a personal prize, a real estate coup and a legacy move. The failed bid is a blow to his image and a sign of the limits of transactional diplomacy. The U.S. expected its security role and economic power to guarantee preference. Greenland's choice of Canada is a wake-up call. Alliances and history don't guarantee influence. America must now reassess its Arctic strategy and its relationship with Greenland. The U.S. and Canadian proposals couldn't have been more different. The American offer was all about money, big investments, fast development, and promises of quick riches. But it was light on environmental and community commitments, treating these as afterthoughts. Greenlanders saw it as transactional, focused on extraction, not partnership. The Canadian proposal was holistic financial investment, yes, but also collaboration, sustainability, and respect for local communities. Canada's plan included environmental protection, co-management with Inuit, and training for Greenlandic workers. It was about building a sustainable industry together, not just making a quick profit. The Canadian approach spoke to Greenland's values and long-term aspirations. In the end, respect, realism, and shared vision won out over raw financial muscle. That's why Canada's offer prevailed. Greenland's deal with Canada has redrawn the Arctic's diplomatic map. The partnership deepens ties between Greenland and Canada, moving beyond neighborly relations to strategic alliance. For decades, Greenland's main relationships were with Denmark and the U.S. Now Canada is its key economic partner. The U.S. must rethink its Arctic policy. Financial and security leverage alone weren't enough. Canada's win shows it can compete with its larger neighbor and project influence in the north. Greenland is now an active player, balancing U.S. security ties with Canadian economic partnership. The new dynamic is more complex and balanced, with Greenland asserting its autonomy. For the Arctic, it signals a shift toward multipolarity, where even small territories can shape the region's future. The era of passive Arctic outposts is over. This deal is about more than mining. It's a move on the global chessboard, with rare earths as the prize. These minerals are essential for green energy, electronics, and defense. China controls most of the world's supply, giving it huge leverage. The Greenland-Canada partnership is a major step to diversify and secure the Western supply chain. It won't end dependence overnight, but it signals the West's commitment to resilience. The U.S. wanted direct control, but now must rely on Canada as the custodian of this vital resource. This subtle shift matters in the calculus of global power. Russia and the EU are watching closely as the Arctic becomes a central arena for resource competition. Greenland, once overlooked, is now at the heart of this strategic game. The world's eyes are on the north. Greenland's choice of Canada marks a turning point for the Arctic. It's a story of self-determination, diplomatic patience, and shifting power. For Greenland, it's a path to economic independence and a future shaped on its own terms. For Canada, it's a diplomatic and economic triumph, reinforcing its Arctic leadership. The U.S. faces a lesson in the limits of power and the need for humility in diplomacy. This deal accelerates the Arctic's geopolitical importance and empowers Greenland on the world stage. It also reshapes US-Canada relations, making them more balanced and complex. The Arctic is no longer a remote frontier, it's the new heartland of global strategy. The decision made in Nuuk will ripple across the globe for decades. The North's future is being written now, and it's more important than ever.